I never believed in the supernatural. I always thought there was a logical explanation for everything. Ghost stories, urban legends, things that go bump in the night, just tricks of the mind, right? But what's been happening at my house for the past few months has made me question everything I thought I knew about reality, about safety, about what waits for us in the dark. This is my story, and if you have a video doorbell, you might want to pay close attention. The first night. It started as a normal night. I was up late, scrolling through my phone, half watching some mindless show on TV. My phone buzzed, a notification from my video doorbell app. Motion detected at your front door. I glanced at the clock. 3:33 a.m. Odd. I live in a quiet neighborhood. No late-night visitors, no traffic, not even stray animals at that hour. Curious, I opened the app. The live feed loaded, and for a moment I saw nothing but the empty porch, bathed in the pale glow of the streetlight. Then, just as I was about to close the app, a figure stepped into view. Tall, thin, draped in what looked like a long, dark coat. The face was hidden in shadow. The figure stood perfectly still, right in front of my door, not moving, not making a sound. I watched, frozen. After about 3 minutes, the figure turned and walked away, disappearing into the darkness. I replayed the footage, convinced it was a glitch, maybe a trick of the light. But there it was, clear as day. Someone had been at my door at 3:33 a.m. The pattern emerges. The next night, I set an alarm for 3:30 a.m. I wanted to see if it would happen again. Sure enough, at exactly 3:33, my phone buzzed. Motion detected. I opened the app, heart pounding. The same figure, same spot, same stillness. 3 minutes, then gone. This became a ritual. Every night, 3:33 a.m., the figure appeared. Always the same. Never knocking, never speaking, never trying to get in. Just standing there as if waiting for something or someone. I started saving the footage, creating a folder on my computer labeled Doorbell Visitor. Night after night, the videos piled up. 30 nights, 60, 90. The figure never missed a night. Trying to find answers, I told myself it had to be a prank. Maybe a neighbor with a twisted sense of humor. Maybe someone trying to scare me. I asked around, but no one else had seen anything strange. No one else had doorbell footage like mine. I called the police. They reviewed the videos, took a report, promised to increase patrols, but nothing changed. The figure kept coming. Always at 3:33, always for 3 minutes, always gone before anyone could catch them. I tried everything. I left the porch light on. I installed extra cameras. I even stayed up all night watching from the window. But every time, the figure only appeared on the doorbell camera. Never in person. Never on the other cameras. Only on that one feed. The details get stranger. After a while, I started noticing things I hadn't seen before. The figure's clothes never changed. The way it stood, unnaturally straight, arms at its sides, head slightly tilted, never varied. The face was always hidden, either by the brim of a hat or by the angle of the camera. But the strangest thing was the timestamp. Every video, every single night, the motion was detected at exactly 3:33 a.m. Not a second before, not a second after. I checked the camera's clock, synced it with my phone, even reset it. Still, the figure arrived at the same time, stayed for 3 minutes and left. I started to wonder if it was even human, the night I opened the door. After months of this, I couldn't take it anymore. I needed answers, I needed it to stop. So one night I decided to confront the visitor. I set my alarm for 3:30, sat in the dark living room and waited. At 3:33, my phone buzzed. I crept to the door, heart hammering in my chest. I could see the shadow through the frosted glass. I reached for the handle, hesitated, then slowly turned it and pulled the door open. The porch was empty. I stepped outside, shivering in the cold night air. The street was silent. No footsteps, no movement, nothing but the hum of the streetlight. I looked at my phone. The live feed still showed the figure standing on my porch, right where I was standing. But in real life, there was nothing there. I waved my hand in front of the camera. On the app, the figure didn't move. It just stood there as if I didn't exist. I slammed the door and locked it, my mind racing. Was I seeing a ghost, a glitch, or something else entirely? The investigation deepens. I started researching. I scoured forums, watched hours of paranormal videos, read every article I could find about haunted technology, glitches, and unexplained phenomena. I found stories, dozens of them, about people who had seen strange things on their security cameras, figures that only appeared on video, never in person, visitors who came at the same time every night, always silent, always watching. Some said it was a spirit, trapped between worlds using the camera as a window. Others believed it was a warning, a sign of something terrible to come. A few claimed it was a time echo, a recording of a moment that kept replaying over and over for reasons no one understood. But none of the stories matched mine exactly. No one else had a visitor who came every night at the same time for months on end. But the change. One night something changed. The figure didn't just stand there, it moved. At 3:33 the notification came as usual. I opened the app expecting the same routine, but this time the figure raised its hand and pointed directly at the camera. At me. I dropped my phone, heart pounding. When I picked it up, the feed was normal again. The figure gone, but the next night it pointed again. And the night after that it started waving. Slow, deliberate, as if beckoning me to come outside. I stopped sleeping. I started seeing the figure in my dreams, standing at my door, waiting. Sometimes I'd wake up and swear I saw a shadow move past my window, just out of sight. The neighbors. So I started asking my neighbors if they'd seen anything strange. Most said no, but one old man, Mr. Harris, who'd lived on the street for decades, pulled me aside. "You're not the first," he whispered. "That house has always had visitors. My wife saw them years ago, always at the same time, always at the door. She said they were waiting for someone. She started seeing them everywhere, on the TV, in the mirrors, even in her dreams. She got sick, started talking to people who weren't there. She died last year. I think they finally got her. I didn't know what to say. I thanked him and hurried home, locking every door and window behind me. The final confrontation. I decided to set up a trap. I placed a motion-activated camera inside the house, pointed at the front door. I set up another outside, hidden in the bushes. I wanted to see if the figure would show up on any other camera. That night at 3:33, the doorbell camera recorded the figure as usual. But the inside camera showed nothing. The outside camera showed nothing. Only the doorbell feed captured the visitor. I watched the footage over and over, looking for clues. Then I noticed something I hadn't seen before. In the reflection of the glass on the door, I could see my own face, standing inside, watching. But behind me, in the reflection, was the figure, standing just inside the house. I spun around, but the room was empty. I checked the footage again. There it was, me and the figure together in the reflection. The aftermath. Since that night, things have gotten worse. I see the figure everywhere now, in the corner of my eye, in the shadows of my house, in the static on the TV. Sometimes I hear footsteps in the hallway at 3:33 a.m. Sometimes I wake up to find the front door unlocked, swinging open in the wind. I've tried everything, blessing the house, replacing the camera, even moving the doorbell to a different spot. Nothing works. The figure keeps coming. Every night. 3:33 a.m., 3 minutes, then gone. I don't know what it wants. I don't know why it chose me. All I know is that I'm not alone anymore. And if you have a video doorbell, check your footage, watch for the signs, because sometimes the things we see on camera are more real than we want to believe. If you ever get a notification at 3:33 a.m. and you see someone standing at your door, don't open it. Don't go outside. Don't try to confront it. Just watch and pray that it never decides to come inside, because once it does, you'll never be alone again. Have you ever seen something strange on your security camera? Share your story in the comments, and if you want to hear more true horror stories, subscribe for the next tale. But remember, some doors are better left closed.